So it's finally here. The Nintendo Switch 2 has dropped, and with that, it's time for the review. So I was originally going to be doing I was originally going to plan to do a Switch 2 review and a Mario Kart World review, but I haven't fully beat Mario Kart World yet, so I'm going to try and get that done so I can do a review of it next week, but we'll see how that goes. But for the Switch 2, this is going to be a shorter review since I think that there isn't really a whole lot for me to say except the fact that this console has been keeping me entertained, and it will keep me entertained for at least the next couple years, man. Like, this console is amazing. So let's start off. We've got the built-in microphone, the magnetic Joy-Cons. I've been saying forever that magnets work a lot better for the Joy-Cons than rails do. And it really shows with the Switch 2. You got two USB ports, one at the top, one at the bottom. You have Game Chat. Only took Nintendo, 20 years to get Game Chat? It's good that it's finally here, even if they copied Discord's layout with that. So that's really cool of them to do that. Let's see, what else? There's also the Epic accessories. The only one that I really see being like a good value necessarily is the Switch 2 Pro Controller, because the Pro Controller just has a nice feel to it, but everything else is just optional. I bought some accessories like the camera, a carrying case, and so on, but yeah. I will say though that I'm trying to think of anything hardware-wise. Like, there's 256 gigabytes of storage, there's a 1080p screen on the Switch 2, and even Switch 1 games run so much crisper on the Switch 2. It's so awesome to see. All the visual upgrades is just spectacular. The cooling fan in the dock is really neat. Just all these stuff is epic, and we haven't even gotten to the games. Obviously, I've been playing Mario Kart World, but I'll also give my quick thoughts on Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It is a game, certainly. I do have some fun with it. The minigames are pretty challenging, I'll say, but I did have some fun with the game. I haven't gotten a chance to try out the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom upgrades, Switch 2 upgrades, and I will be trying out the free upgrades for Switch 2, and probably do a main channel video about that sometime in the future, probably within the next couple weeks, I'd say, but yeah. And also the Switch 2 upgrades, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not going to talk about them here because I talked about them, I think, in my last video on this channel, so yeah. So the Switch 2 has definitely, it has seriously impressed me. It lived up to the hype. It is literally just a, bigger Switch. Now, would I recommend you go out and buy it? Well, that depends. If you are yearning for a new console, I'd say the Switch 2 is the way to go, but $450 is definitely a pretty high price, and I can definitely see why people are passing up on it. It ultimately depends on you, whether you don't want it or you do want it. That's okay. I think that I personally really enjoyed it, and I think that it's a great console, but, you're entitled to your own opinion, and yeah. As I said, I don't really do console reviews very well because I'm not really sure what exactly to talk about in them, and I basically said all I needed to say. So, time for the rating. I'm going to give the Switch 2 a solid 95%. Even though I do think that it is a great console, it does have some flaws, like with the bigger sticks having the same Joy-Con sticks. The SL and SR buttons, oh yeah, this is a positive, the SL and SR buttons are bigger, which are actually really awesome. I'm really glad that Nintendo did that. There's also issues with, the UI is exactly the same as the original Switches, except with, a game chat button. So, there's still some issues with it, in my personal opinion, but overall, I really enjoyed it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this quick review. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next one, and that's about it. Have a good one.